What is up, guys? It is Robert of Movies with Me, and welcome to Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace movie review. So in December, Star Wars The Last Jedi releases, and man, I'm so goddamn excited for that. So I thought, how cool would it be if we review every single Star Wars movie leading up to The Last Jedi, starting with 1, 2, 3, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, Last Jedi. As you can see here, I'm wearing my Death Star shirt. Yeah. There's no Death Star in this, but it's Star Wars related. So I'll say this right now. I think it's pretty obvious. The prequels are pretty controversial. Many people love them. Like, I know, if you ever watch this, Rob a Rule 2 review, he loves the prequels. He absolutely loves them, and that's cool. I would kind of say most people probably don't. Most people think they're either okay to just bad films, which I don't think they're bad films, but people aren't as happy with them. For me, I grew up with the prequels. That's what I watched the most of. I saw every single one when I was younger. However, I definitely remember watching 1, 2, and 3 a lot more. Probably actually the Phantom Menace I probably saw the most when I was younger. I don't know why. I'm trying to think why, but I just remember always having that DVD in instead of 4, 5, and 6. But I do remember watching them. I just remember always having the prequels. And now, as an 18-year-old, seeing it so many years later, I mean, I've seen it obviously other times before then, but it's different from when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I used to love Jar Jar Binks. Now I kind of can't stand him. He's annoying. There's scenes in this movie where I'm like, dude, stop. Why are you here? The prequels are very different compared to the actual 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Very different. They're more slower paced, and there's a lot of talking, which there's obviously talking in 4, 5, 6, and 7, but there's also like a lot of meetings. It's very political. It's very different, and that's okay. You want, movies to be different, and that's why I don't have like as harsh of an opinion as people may have for these movies. I think there's still movies that you can enjoy and watch. I won't have any spoilers in this review, just in case someone hasn't seen it. I'm sure everyone has, but like, I don't know. I don't want to. I just like to not have spoilers. I don't want to get deep into. It's going to be a freaking 30-minute video that happens. So I'm going to do no spoilers. And that's the interesting thing. Actually, let me just get into a quick little discussion. There's many people that I know that actually haven't seen most of the Star Wars films. I've asked people, like, you haven't seen any Star Wars? They're like, no, I just seen Force Awakens and Rogue One, or just Rogue One, or nothing. And it's hard to really tell them, hey, go watch episode 1 first. Because I think this is not such a good film to start to become a Star Wars fan with. It's nowhere near as good as some of the other ones, and I'll get into why I think that. So in this movie, we basically meet all the prequel characters. You see younger Obi-Wan, you have Qui-Gon Jinn, then you got Anakin when he was young as a real kid. You got Padme. You even get introduced to the villain Emperor Palpatine, young Jedi. In these 3 movies, 1, 2, and 3, we're trying to follow. We're seeing how Anakin becomes Darth Vader. And in this one, it's just the very beginning, first steps, where you find out, oh, this young kid, Anakin, has the Force. The Force is strong with him. And there's like some dangers in his future. In the very beginning, you do get introduced by Liam Neeson, who is Qui-Gon Jinn, and Ewan McGregor, which is Obi-Wan. And I do really love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. He's an awesome Obi-Wan. Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn is good. But you know what? My right off the bat, my first complaint, and it's a major complaint, is I don't think anyone in this movie is really a character. Like, it feels so weird. Like, to me, Everyone talks like this. I am Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm Qui-Gon Jinn. Everyone speaks in the most monotone voice. No one really has a personality. Everyone walks around and they're all talking to each other in these voices like this. The Republic of the I will train him, Master Jedi. I will cut him too. Don't worry. Ah, yes, You see, Master Jedi? Ah, yeah. Even people that like used to really have some strong personalities, like Yoda, just kind of sits there and goes, you see, he will not get training. It's like, well, okay. And then you see Samuel Jackson on the side. No one really has personality in this movie. Every time I watch this, I'm always like, man, that's a huge reason why the other ones are way better, is because no one gives emotion in this movie, man. It's always just these monotone people. I do actually like the beginning scene with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, and they're going through and just, slashing through all these droids, and it's cool, I like that. It's fun. But then right after that, it starts to get slow to me. It's just kind of like, okay. And I don't mind talking. Like, you can talk. I don't mind movies that talk and takes its time, and not everything has to be an explosion fest, obviously. I don't need that. I want an interesting story and interesting characters. To me, the Phantom Menace doesn't really have that. The only one that I really like is like Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, I think, has the most personality, kind of. I think he develops way more later on in the other movies. But to me, like, for Phantom Menace, he's also kind of just there. But he's still good, But everyone looks at each other and delivers lines in the most monotone way. And it's so bad, man. I don't like that. It just makes no sense. The story itself is fine, There's some stuff stuff going on in the background, and they have to find out who's causing it. I think you guys can know with Emperor Palpatine and stuff, But that stuff, cool. That's fine, man. But we all want to see Anakin and how he's gonna become Darth Vader. Before you get to see Anakin and his mother and all that, basically you meet Jar Jar Binks. The Misa, how you doing? Everyone, it's me, Jar Jar Binks. And all the time I remember when I was younger, I used to love the dude. He was amazing. He was the greatest. Jar Jar Binks, man. Who doesn't like Jar Jar Binks? And then when I got older, I found out people were like, no, he sucks. I can't stand him. He's so annoying. And I used to think, why? I don't understand. Then I rewatched this movie like 2 years ago, before Force Awakens came out. And when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, snap. Jar Jar Binks is annoying. Like, he's annoying. But George Lucas always put in these humorous moments for Jar Jar, whether it be he gets his hand stuck, or he keeps grabbing like the fruit with his tongue, and go like that. Then Liam Neeson would grab his tongue, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, no, I'll let go of my tongue." It's like, okay, you need to be quiet, Jar Jar. No one wants to hear you. Sit down, and there you go. In terms of like characters and hearing their backstory, during that table scene where so we finally meet Anakin and his mother, Shmi. I think her name is like Shmi. I hope I pronounced that right. It's like Shmi. They're sitting down at a table, and the mother's about to give some kind of interesting story, right? And then all of a sudden, that's when he does the tongue thing. It interrupts her speaking, and we don't get any more of what she's about to say. It just instantly changes. It's like, yeah, but wait. That might have been interesting. Let me hear that, man. If you're going to sit down and give some story, I'd rather hear that than a meeting of them circling around. Like, all these Jedis you would circle around in these meetings. And like, to me, I'd rather hear this. What is she about to say? Let me hear it. But no, we had to be stopped by Jar Jar having to go, let go of my tongue. And that's, like I said, that's when we get introduced to young Anakin. And young Anakin is whatever. He delivers some weird ass lines where it's like the very first thing that he sees when he sees Padme, he says, "Are you an angel?" And then he talks about like apparently angels are for some place and they're beautiful. I'm like, yo, okay. However, and then it's just so funny because like eventually Padme and Anakin are gonna make a baby. And so it is funny to see these two, I don't know the specific age of. Oh no, he's 6, right? He's 6 years old, Anakin. I believe they said he was 6 in the movie, and so I don't know how old Padme is, but according when she was an actress, she was 16. Holy crap, that's a large difference. I doubt that she was really 16 in the movie, like as in the movie number age. Um, but it's funny because that's a pretty big separation, and it's just so funny because you see like you see him showing off C-3PO, and she's just like, oh, this is amazing. He's perfect. It's like, yo, suck his dick already. What are you gonna do? It's like, dude, calm down. It's just my mind is kind of dirty. One of the best parts of this movie is the pod racing, and even that isn't that amazing, but it's still cool because you see Anakin and he's never won a race. He hasn't even finished a race, but he's gonna pod race and he's gonna win. And I think I mean, come on, he's gonna win, like, really obviously. And so, but basically you see him race against all these other creatures and stuff, and it's cool. And however, I couldn't help but notice that a lot of the times it would go to the front of his face of stuff going behind him, and all of a sudden there'd be a shot where it's all them going from left to right, and it was the same sounds and all that stuff. And I'm like, it'd be cool if there was like varying type of things, like especially now, like we're kind of spoiled now. You see like many different car chase scenes, like with Baby Driver. I just saw Baby Driver. You see these different shots in these car scenes. So imagine you're on a different planet, and these different pods, and it'd be cool to see different shots, angles, and it would be cool, it'd make it more interesting instead of like, but it's kind of disappointing when I rewatched it. I was like, yeah, I could have done with more varying shots on that pod race. But then basically Qui-Gon Jinn wants to train Anakin. That's like the main thing now. And the Jedi Council does not want that to happen. The Jedis are like, no way. Samuel Jackson like, we're not gonna let him. Nope, not gonna let him. And he's like the chosen one apparently, and it's like, just let him train, please. Like, come on, please, let him do it. Look at Liam Neeson's poor face. He's so monotone and depressed. Let him train. Give him some happiness. There are good parts of this movie. There are some fun scenes, like, the beginning, the end with Darth Maul, the big fight with Darth Maul. That's fun. It's cool. It's interesting. It gives some kind of drama, towards what he does to some people. It's cool to see Darth Maul. Darth Maul is badass. When that scene comes, when there's one lightsaber and all of a sudden, and it goes, oh, it's like, oh snap, that's epic. It's very cool. It's epic. A lot of things in between is just monotone, boring dialogue. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really care for it. I don't really think there's any character in this movie that lifts up this movie. They're all kind of monotone, and they just walk around and they look at each other and they speak in the most monotone voice, and they all have these accents which none of these other movies do. In these like 4, 5, 6, 7, they're all, they're people, they're actual people, and those are awesome. But for me, the Phantom Menace is okay at best, to be honest. The CG doesn't hold up at all. There's one huge scene with, of course, an annoying Jar Jar Binks that he's not even fighting. He all of a sudden, he just accidentally kills people. It's like, why is Jar Jar here? He's like tripping over stuff, and it's just dumb. It's just one big, CG is so bad looking to today's standards. But even like Jurassic Park, I'd say, still looks really good. But no, man, no. Phantom Menace does not live up in terms of CG anymore. It's not good looking. Overall, I'm going to give Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's not, like, bad, and it's not really good. It's just okay. You could watch it but I wouldn't recommend anyone that hasn't seen Star Wars to really just watch this first one. Go in some other order if you're really interested, or if you're really interested in watching in order, watch the first one and know, expecting it not to be that good. When I was younger, I used to watch this like crazy, and I loved it. But as I got older, I could see stuff. I could look deeper into films, and this one, it doesn't hold up, man. It doesn't, in terms of its CG, in terms of its acting, in terms of its actual story, and in terms of almost everything. It's just an okay film that you can watch if you're a Star Wars fan. If not, I don't know if I even would recommend watching the movie, to be honest. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Let me know, what do you guys think of episode 1, The Phantom Menace? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not like it? What would you give it? What do you think down in the comments? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to do episode 2 probably in like 3 weeks or something like that. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.